Most of you probably know that there is significant changes underway with marijuana in the US and in Canada. These rapidly changing regulations and societal norms are creating an exploding legal consumer market. A young industry like this demands fast and nimble businesses that create bold and innovative business models. The lean startup methodology and the business model canvas are perfect tools for this challenge. We started with, of course, the most important element. What value can we bring to this industry? First of all, let me explain. Our interest in this business does not only come from jumping on trends. Each of us have a number of close personal connections to cannabis, and it's not what you might think. My brother, for example, suffered with cancer for 4 years. Cannabis offered him relief from suffering and from the side effects of conventional pharmaceuticals. Most people think that it's all about getting high. In fact, cannabis helps millions of people in Canada and the US with a range of ailments. This is possible because of two main compounds, or cannabinoids, found in the cannabis plant, CBD and THC. CBD is a neuroprotective agent that has proven efficacy in treating many types of epilepsy. THC is the psychoactive component that produces the high, but has also been shown to have many other therapeutic benefits. Scientifically, cannabis is a lot like more familiar mood-altering chemicals, like alcohol and caffeine.
So, with all these benefits and changing societal norms, why aren't more people engaging with cannabis? To test this, we immediately conducted surveys with potential customers and found that the largest segment of our sample were infrequent users, meaning they use cannabis less than once per month. We then asked, why don't people consume cannabis at the same rates they consume alcohol or caffeine? We conducted in-depth interviews and found two main pains. They were worried they would get too high, and there's a societal stigma associated with cannabis. Also, it turned out that most people would be much more comfortable consuming cannabis as a drink. So we set out to give our customers what they want, but we quickly hit a roadblock. In most of Canada, regulatory frameworks only permit the sale of dried marijuana. So we looked to other innovative business models to find a solution, and we came up with the Jane Press. This product was the Keurig coffee maker for cannabis. It would give patients the power to produce their own drinks at home, and since we wouldn't be selling the controlled substance, we could market it across jurisdictions, independent of regulations. We felt confident about the market, so we tested the technology first because we knew that it could kill our business quickly if it wasn't feasible. We quickly built a prototype out of an old espresso maker and tested a variety of solvents to extract cannabinoids. We tested the samples produced and found that the extraction was quite inefficient, but we thought it was good enough to move forward and develop as we go. We put our MVP in front of customers for feedback and got smacked back to reality. No one wanted to buy it. We learned that we can't get carried away with product development without checking with customers along the way. This test cost us $40 and 1 week. Customers told us,
"This is not like a blender or a toaster. I don't want it in my home.
I could just do the same thing with a pot on the stove.
I could just buy edibles and concentrates from the dispensary down the road."
We heard this from a lot of customers, so we got out of the building to check it out. We discovered that the number of retail shops selling cannabis in Vancouver, or dispensaries, has more than doubled over the last year, and all of them sell edibles and concentrates. We thought, great, we can build a larger, more efficient machine and lease it to commercial establishments following the highly successful Xerox business model. We know that customers want a drink, and this machine would allow them to use their own cannabis to make a fresh drink at a local cafe. So we took an MVP to local business owners to pitch our new product and find out their willingness to pay. Turns out there was zero interest, and we learned that we can't just apply existing business models to a new industry to be successful. Conventional establishments did not want to deal with the risks, and dispensaries saw no reason to spend a large amount of money to cannibalize their own sales. So we said, if the customers want a drink, let's just give them a drink, the Jane drink. Unfortunately, because we are law-abiding graduate students, we needed a way around regulations. Our advisor, who is one of the world's leading cannabis researchers, helped us find a solution. We found out that a high CBD formulation could get around regulatory barriers while still helping people access the medicine they need. We ran 2 tests to challenge the hypotheses we had for the new Jane drink. To understand how customers feel about a cannabis beverage, we bought a case of our competitor's product and did fake sales at Vancouver's Northwest Comedy Festival. We also made a prototype formulation of the Jane drink and brought samples and a promotional video to dispensaries. Customers at the Comedy Fest were enthusiastic about the product, and our samples suggested they would pay $5 to $10 per unit. When we followed up with them the next day, they also told us that the product was too sugary, unprofessional, and it produced inconsistent results. Dispensaries were very impressed with our fake product and especially with the idea of a high CBD drink. Most of them even asked us to make a pre order. They told us that a no high, professional, high CBD beverage is exactly what a lot of their customers were looking for. This surprised us, so we decided to spend more time at dispensaries to learn about the clientele.
We did observational research of 75 customers and completed 30 more in-depth interviews. We discovered that our customers were much more varied than we first thought. In fact, most of the patrons at dispensaries were older and were looking for cannabis to treat their ailment. So we did more in-depth interviews to learn about customer segments. I sent an interview template to my mother on the East Coast with over 40 open-ended questions. She did 30 in-depth interviews with customers in the baby boomer demographic, taking more than an hour each. We were testing the main hypothesis. Are baby boomers interested in purchasing cannabis in a beverage form? But we learned so much more. We learned that baby boomers are much more attractive demographic than the incumbent market, or recreational users. For example, the baby boomers have a higher need for medicinal cannabis. They're less price sensitive, and they're going through a life transition, making them more open to new experiences. We compared this to some of the lingering problems with the conventional recreational customer segment, who actually prefer the ritual of smoking marijuana and are closely connected to their existing channels. Our interviews with baby boomers helped us to develop a scalable go-to-market strategy. We can sell a high CBD beverage to early adopter baby boomers with medicinal needs and then release a combined THC CBD product to the same segment as regulations permit on a case-by-case basis. This strategy lines up nicely with the major judicial and political milestones that are coming quickly for the cannabis industry. In summary, we talked to over 200 customers in 8 countries over 8 weeks. We constantly test hypotheses and apply our findings to continually accelerate development of our business model. Going forward, we need to refine our product formulation and find a unique packaging partner so we can bring our product to market in Vancouver this summer and start generating revenue. After this, we need to figure out pricing, channels, and logistics for the national rollout of our high CBD product. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to watch an industry emerge at your doorstep. We're very excited to see where our product and our brand take us.